The success of a student can be measured in many ways. You have test scores, attendance, and retention, to name a few. I spent the day at Morrisling Luff Elementary, where fathers were told parent involvement is also high up on that list. This is Jasper and his dad, John. He's one of 132 fathers that fellowshipped with their child at Morrisling Luff Elementary School. An American Psychological Review suggests a large relationship between parent involvement and achievement in the classroom go hand in hand. This is the goal of the Father Leadership Breakfast.
That is that money will rob you of your time. I think it's very important to just give as much of your time as possible. That's the kind of thing that they're going to remember and really highly value.
Tammy Holman, a former educator who is now a licensed therapist, echoes that statement.
Young adolescents in development watch, just like girls do, they watch and they mimic behavior, and so how you interact with your peers, how you interact with your significant other, how you interact with the other children in the classroom is crucial to developing a sense of self.
The Bright Key Fatherhood Initiative's mission is to encourage parent involvement by putting on events like this. As the halls filled with eager students, their fathers were just as excited to be there.
I'll always love her. I want her to understand that she can always come to me and never worry about being judged, but always be loved.
In hopes that she will soar in the classroom and beyond. In Dothan, I'm Bayla Walker, your hometown news leader.